Hi guys, I'm Galen. Welcome to our 2 Cents Live. Today is our 16th edition of the show, and today I have the lovely Megan and Clinton with me. Say hi, guys.
Hey guys.
Hi. Hi.
Sorry we're late.
A little bit late. Well,
We'll tell you about that later.
that actually brings us into today's topic. Today's topic is Clint. So this is the 16th edition, and this is the first edition that we kind of, as a team without Clint, had to put the show together. So
It's hard to talk about yourself. I mean, usually I can talk about myself, but whenever I actually have to really talk about myself, it's harder, you know?
difficult,
Yeah.
But and Clinton does a lot behind the scenes for us. He's a fantastic manager, and he gets the job done no matter what it is. Today, I want you to kind of talk to everybody about your past, your background, and what's led you to becoming a good manager, because you definitely are.
So I think if anyone's read my bio, one of the things that it says in there is a 5-star diamond award. Megan always makes fun of me and
All
says
the
I'm a
time.
5-star diamond awarded.
But it is a big deal. It
Yeah.
really is a compliment.
But my background is from restaurants, right? So a lot of the stuff that I do and a lot of the stuff that I think about, I think comes from restaurants, And you and I were talking this morning.
Just this morning we were talking about this, how GCES and the restaurant business really kind of correlates,
Well, that's one of the things that I think is that the restaurant business had basically introduced me to running a business. And a lot of the stuff carries over. So this morning, and if you guys look back at our videos, we talked to Dylan, we talked to Megan, we talked to Galen, right? So I'm the last of us, Save the best for last.
Right, of course.
But,
Number
so how did it relate to a restaurant? Was that you're basically, whenever you call a client, you talk to them.
Kind of like the hostess plus the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right? And Galen's the server.
I'm the
Right.
server.
And
And I'm the manager, overseeing everything. Dylan's the bartender, serving up some Facebook posts.
right.
Hi, Dylan. She's behind the scenes smiling at us.
But it's kind of the same thing with Megan talking to the people. I go out and meet the people. I see what they want. I go back to the kitchen, which is
Right.
Megan. Clinton's monitoring everything, making sure it's a smooth process. Tell us a little bit about your leadership. Like, what kind of leadership roles are you bringing to the team?
So I think with leadership, I don't know. I think that we have a lot of fun here. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I asked you to be in this today, because you've worked with me for the last year. So
Right.
I mean, I think what do I bring as far as leadership? I mean,
It's funny. I was just reading an article last night, and it was from Forbes magazine, and it was talking about how, like, 5 things that you can recognize when you work for a really good manager. And as I was reading, I kind of just laughed because it reminded me of you. So, like,
Yeah.
anything that I read, like coaching, wanting to know your story, focusing on your strengths, not your weaknesses,
Yeah.
and pushing you to grow and be more successful.
I think I'm not perfect by any means, believe me, right? But I think that constantly trying to grow myself professionally, as well as those that are working with me, and improve everyone's knowledge and training and teach everyone a little bit more, I think that's part of the things that I think is important as a leader. But also, I think not being afraid to get in and get your hands dirty at the same time. Like when we moved here, right? Like, I'm over here steaming the carpets at like 8 o'clock,
yes.
9 o'clock at night on a Saturday, trying to get this place ready because I wanted us to be ready, and we work hard for this place. And if I work hard, then everyone else should be working hard too. Do you know what I mean?
It was all curly. And
Yeah, it was the
sweaty.
first time
I'm
you knew
like,
my hair was
how
curly.
Are you still here? I know.
Yeah.
It's very nice to come into an office on Monday morning and everything being put away
Yeah.
and in its place. I mean, and you do a great job of everything. I mean, like you said, you steam the carpets, you put files away.
Getting our articles,
Weeding,
published.
yeah,
Just
weeding
a
the
lot
flower
of things.
beds, a
Just
lot of stuff.
So much for
There's-
the team.
So, and I know it's our next point, business development.
Business
right?
development, yeah. What's next?
So one of the things that I think is important is, or one of the things that I've always done here, and it was weird at restaurants. People think at restaurants you just learn how to wait on tables and how to
Customer
cook
service.
French fries, right? Which it was fine dining. So I didn't have to cook, although I did go through kitchen training, and I do I loved restaurants. It was awesome. It was the best thing for me at that time because all I did was like twirl around the restaurant and talk to everyone and like, oh, how's your dinner, you know, and just
And
I
still
talk
see
to
you doing
employees,
that.
talk to the tables, talk to the kitchen, and just boop, boop, boop,
Right.
boop, 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 and talk to people. But now it's different because now it's like I talk to you and it's like
Right.
boop, like just right in the next office. You're like
Right.
boop, boop, two offices over.
But you have multiple people that you're talking boop, 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 boop. So that
Yeah.
does monopolize
Right?
Wherever
a big
this
point of
is
your day.
coming from,
Yeah.
You know?
So our point number 3 today is boop, 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 boop.
Right.
But it's business development. Like the first thing we did whenever we started government and civil employee services was the logo.
Right.
Right? It's still almost the same as our logo that we have today. But it's little things that we have to build. And government and civil employee services grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And we add this and we do this and we add this and we add that. And we're not some huge company. And that's why you can like call us and get us to talk to you like personalized service.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. And it's the little details, like the fact that you have people giving massages at our grand opening at our ribbon cutting. I mean, that is the kind of attention to detail that you are bringing to the team. You're creative with finding, you know, things not just to help us, but to also entertain the guests when they do come in. Everybody gets offered a drink.
I am going to
It's
get a
just-
10-minute
it's just-
massage too. So just to be sure, Bella, if you're listening, or Gabby from Bella's Salon, we are going to be doing, our flower just left. We are going to be doing our ribbon cutting. That's our next thing, right? So what's next? Right?
Ribbon
There's a ton of
cutting.
stuff coming up.
There's a ton of stuff we have going on. We have the ribbon cutting ceremony. I think this week coming up, we're going to be officially moved in where we feel like we're moved in.
Yeah.
New furniture.
They
Yeah.
just came in. They did a little bit of tar work on the driveway today to prep it. We're going to get the lines painted and, you know, flower beds done. So there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean we have our guys. If you guys and girls, if you haven't seen it, we're going to be having a ribbon cutting. We're going to have some posts going up on Facebook coming up pretty soon. That's going to explain what our ribbon cutting is going to be doing. You touched on it with Bella Spa is going to be here giving massages. I think that's so much fun. I think that's going to be really cool.
And have
You know?
food.
Yeah, I'm mostly excited for the really big scissors. I didn't know if we had to supply our own scissors. I actually called the Chamber of Commerce to find out.
Well, that's good because I have actually some of my own questions, but they're for you.
Oh, good.
So Galen and I have some questions for Clint.
If anybody's
Just to make
watched
it
our
fun.
past episodes, I have always given everyone, I make people sing, I make people ask questions, and answer
So-
questions that they don't know. So these are my questions that I don't know. Right?
Tell us a funny story, restaurant story.
Okay, so I know we talked about a funny story from restaurants earlier today when we were talking about restaurants. I'm going to switch it up and tell the story about Marco, right? So my friend Marco actually was an agent for government and civil employee services for a while. He might even be watching. He's a friend of our page. Hi, Marco.
Hi, Marco.
And you know Marco very
I
well.
do, yeah.
And Marco and I worked in restaurants together, so he actually even goes back to my restaurant days. And I want to tie into the funniest story. I was ready to move to Florida. And it was like 2007, and Marco and I, we knew that we had like just a few nights left together, and we had so much fun at the office. And there was this in the kitchen, a hose that if you held it, it looked like it would spray this way. And I went to spray Marco at the end of the night with the hose, and I had it facing the wrong way, and it hit my chest and my suit and my tie and went all over the place, right? So I got Marco, but then Marco tried to get me, and I ended up pouring a bottle of Pellegrino onto like a black chair, just like these office chairs, you know? And Marco sat down on the chair, and it was so wet that like the cup of the chair, the plastic part of the chair filled up with water, right? And he sat down in it like right at the beginning of his shift, and his pants were like slobbingly wet in the back, that he was walking around dripping through the restaurant for a 12-hour shift, and it was hilarious. So then it didn't just stop there. The same chair was in the office. It just kept moving around. And I got like 7 or 8 people over the next day. You know, like people came in the next morning and everyone was walking around
Everybody
with
had a wet
wet butt. Yeah. That's my favorite restaurant story. I had a lot of fun in
Really?
restaurants.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
I've heard a ton of stories over the years, and that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Question number 2.
So, what would you rather be able to read minds or be invisible if you had a superhero power?
I think I'd rather be able to read minds and know what people are thinking, right? Because that's usually probably Sometimes I don't know what people are thinking, and I think I know what they're thinking, but I don't know what they're
Right,
thinking.
you don't.
Yeah, not at all.
You really don't.
Being invisible, I wouldn't want to be invisible.
Okay.
I
Right?
know, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be.
No.
Okay.
No way. Yeah. Keep this
Right?
to myself.
Okay, next. Would you rather lose or never play?
I'd rather lose. I'm okay with losing. It's happened once or twice before, so I'd rather lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mess. Okay, next. Kaylin.
Would you rather get first dibs or the last laugh?
Oh man, that's hard because sometimes I always want to get the last word in.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yes, I know. Me too.
You know that.
I know.
I said you know that, right?
I know.
No, you get it, right? Perfect. So I like to get the last word in, which if hopefully it's a funny word, and it's the last one, right?
Okay. Okay, last one. Don't read it. I'm going to read it to you. Would you rather have a missing finger or an extra toe?
An extra toe because I type a lot, and I
Oh.
wouldn't want to have to go back and learn how to
You
type.
fast.
Yeah, so that's really
You type
it.
fast.
We should get these insured. These babies, my typing fingers.
Clint can type on the computer about 150 words a minute, and on
Yeah,
his cell
and you're
phone
not-
about 200 words a minute.
Anyone who sent me a simple email for like, hey, just a quick question, because I sent back like a 4-paragraph like essay, and almost all of and it's because I type fast, I would think.
Well, I mean, today was all about you, Clint. So truly thank you for everything you do. You
Yeah, thank
definitely
you.
do a lot around the office for
Thank you.
us, and you're a very good person to be around to keep it happy.
Well, one thing I'll say before we end is that it's not me. I would think that it's one of the things that I think is good is it's my team. And that I couldn't do this without you guys. So thank you.
We're back.
Okay, so we're back. So sorry guys, I guess we're having some technical difficulties.
And we're learning. I mean, it's the 16th video. By the end of the year, we're going to have a smooth process and probably another recording equipment.
Yeah, Facebook Live isn't obviously the most smooth platform for us to do these videos on, so I do apologize for any of the video quality. But one thing we were going to talk about was you were saying that I do a lot, and I was saying thank you guys. It's mostly the team.
Right.
I couldn't do it without you guys, Dylan, everyone. It's all of us. It's been a lot of fun stuff, and I'm looking forward to what we have coming up next.
And what do you have planned for next week?
So next week on Facebook Live, on our 2 Cents Live, guys, we're actually going to be talking to you guys about 3
Things.
to help
Get healthier.
that are simple to do. Right? 3 healthy lifestyle changes, because we're actually going to be doing a fitness challenge next
Fitness
month.
challenge, yeah. We're going to
Yeah.
start doing that.
Yeah. And we're still juicing our juice, guys,
Yeah.
so thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Thanks for...
See you next week, guys, on our 2 Cents Live. Have a great week.